game on once again. This time it's the outside line. Oh, they make contact. He's got a puncher. He's damaged his front wing. The leading contenders for the World Championship come together at turn 3. The crowd can't believe it.
Do you know what makes Formula 1 the most thrilling sport on Earth? From Senna's legendary duels to Hamilton's miraculous comebacks, each race is packed with history-making moments that defy belief. So, what are the moments in Formula 1 history that left everyone questioning what they just witnessed? Starting with number 10, the 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix. Ayrton Senna's victory was nothing short of a miracle. With only 7 laps to go, his gearbox started falling apart. He was left with just one gear, 6, to navigate the rapidly worsening weather conditions. Despite this, he managed to cross the finish line just ahead of Ricardo Patrese and Gerard Berger. The race was so grueling that Senna needed help getting out of his car and nearly collapsed on the podium. This win was not just for Senna but for Brazil as well, filled with more emotion than anyone could handle. It's one of those moments that seemed almost too dramatic to be real.
Today is a memorable day in my career, in my life. I'm over the moon.
Coming in at number 9 is a story of a 17-year-old racing in F1. Max Verstappen made his Formula 1 debut at the 2015 Australian Grand Prix for the Toro Rosso team at just 17 years and 166 days old. He became the youngest driver ever to start a race. Unfortunately, his debut race ended in retirement through no fault of his own. But just 2 weeks later, in Malaysia, he became the youngest race finisher and point scorer with a hard-fought 7th place finish. This incredible start to his career laid the groundwork of the records he continued to break. Interestingly, a year after Verstappen's debut, the FIA introduced a minimum age of 18 for drivers to hold the race super license. This move was a bit strange considering Verstappen's stellar rookie year. It means his records are likely to remain untouched for a while. Since then, the youngest drivers to debut has been Williams' Lance Stroll and Ferrari's stand-in Ollie Beerman, both at 18 years old.
He came late, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got some damage to his floor, obviously.
Next up at number 8, 50 races without a point. In F1, less than half of the nearly 800 drivers who started a race have ever scored a point. Many drivers had short careers, but Luca Badoer is a standout exception. His F1 journey began in the mid-1990s after winning the International Formula 3000 title, beating notable names like Andrea Montermini and Rubens Barrichello. Badoer was known for his solid performances with teams like Scuderia Italia, Minardi, and Forte Corse, often seen as a backmarker. He came heartbreakingly close to scoring points at the 1999 European Grand Prix, only to be let down by a gearbox failure. Fast forward 10 years, Badoer got a chance with Ferrari to replace the injured Felipe Massa. Many thought this would finally break his streak, given his long-time role as Ferrari's test driver and his significant contribution to their success. Yet, even then, the scores remained out of reach, solidifying his record of 50 races without scoring.
Here is the race winner at the opening round though, Jordi Genet.
Moving on to number 7, we have the curious case of Theo Fabi. 3 pole positions but never leading a lap. Fabi's first pole position was with Pullman at the 1985 German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. However, a massive wheel spin at the start dropped him to 8th, and he eventually retired due to the clutch issue. His second pole came a year later in Austria, but his teammate Gerard Berger overtook him before he could lead the lap. Fabi managed to repass Berger, only for his engine to fail before he could cross the line in the lead. Fabi's third and final pole was at Monza, but he faced a problem on the formation lap, starting from the back and retiring from the race. Despite these promising starts, Fabi never led a lap in F1, making his record uniquely puzzling.
Va in testa coda all'inizio del rettilineo Theo Fabi e sbatte violentemente contro il guardrail.
Next up at number 6 is the closest F1 finish. In the 1971 Italian Grand Prix, timing was much simpler, which only went down to 2 decimal places. Despite this, the race ended with the closest finish ever in F1 history. At Monza, which was the fastest track in the 1971 schedule, the final lap saw an intense showdown, with top speeds and several engine failures thinning the competition. A surprising pack of leaders emerged with just under 10 laps to go. In the last moments, Peter Gettin took a bold chance, racing out of the final corner to win by just 1/100 of a second. The top 5 finishers were separated by a mere half a second, making this finish one of the most thrilling and the tightest in F1. Next, let's talk about number 5, Hamilton's final lap tire failure at the 2020 British Grand Prix. It was a familiar scene, Lewis Hamilton leading the pack in his home race, ready to celebrate another victory, but this race turned out to be anything but ordinary. With just a few laps to go, drama struck as Hamilton's teammate, Valtteri Bottas, suffered a puncture, causing the Mercedes garage to hold their breath. All eyes were now on Hamilton. Just when it seemed Max Verstappen would have settled for a second place after a pit stop for fresh tires, Hamilton's tire blew out at the final lap. Sparks flew as his car limped towards the finish line, and Verstappen was closing in fast. Despite the odds, Hamilton managed to drag his car across the line with only 3 functioning tires, securing a spectacular and nerve-wracking victory.
And Hamilton
Hamilton is winning the Grand Prix, but look at the state of that Mercedes car as he crosses the line.
Coming in at number 4 is Schumacher versus Hill at the 1994 Australian Grand Prix. Damon Hill entered the final race of the season, trailing Michael Schumacher by just 1 point. Schumacher quickly took the lead, leaving Hill in second place. Everything changed when Schumacher brushed the wall, giving Hill a golden opportunity. Hill dived down the inside, but Schumacher turned in, causing a collision. Schumacher was out of the race, but Hill's car was also damaged, ruining his chance at the title. Many believe Schumacher's hit Hill on purpose, and this belief only grew stronger when Schumacher was disqualified in 1997 for a similar incident with Jacques Villeneuve. While Schumacher is hailed as one of the F1's greatest, his first championship was marred in controversy, setting the stage for the drama that followed him throughout his career. Next, at number 3, we have Senna versus Prost at the 1989 Japanese Grand Prix. Suzuka 1989 marked the peak of Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost's legendary rivalry. Prost was leading both the championship and the race, but with 6 laps to go, Senna made his move to pull alongside his rival. Neither driver gave way, leading to a collision. Prost assumed he'd secured the championship, but Senna restarted his car and finished the race. However, Senna was later disqualified for rejoining the track improperly, a decision that nearly led him to quit the sport. The controversy and bitterness from this incident carried over to the following season. At Suzuka in 1990, Senna refused to yield at the opening corner, crashing into Prost with clear intent, driven by the unresolved rage from the previous year. At number 2, we have Hamilton's miraculous final sector at the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton is just 7 points ahead of Felipe Massa in the championship race. Massa leads the race, while Hamilton faces complications and falls back. With 8 laps remaining, rain starts pouring, forcing most front-runners to the pit for wet tires, except for Timo Glock. As the track gets slippery, Hamilton is still in 6th place when Massa crosses the finish line first, seemingly securing the title. But then, the unexpected happens. Glock loses grip in the final sector due to his old tires, and Hamilton, in a last-ditch effort, overtook him in a final bend. This miraculous move catapults Hamilton into 5th place, giving him just enough points to clinch his first championship by the narrowest of margins. The moment was so shocking that commentator Martin Brundle famously exclaimed, "Is that Glock?" A phrase that echoed the disbelief of everyone watching. Hamilton's victory was a dramatic twist that left fans speechless and solidified his place in F1 history.
2008 Formula One World Champion Lewis Hamilton.
Finally, at number 1, we have the 2021 championship decider at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The rivalry between 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton and young contender Max Verstappen had been fierce all season. The title showdown reached its climax in Abu Dhabi. A late crash brought out the safety car, with Hamilton in the lead and Verstappen pitting for fresh tires. This left several laps cars between the two rivals. In a controversial move, the lamp cars were allowed to pass, setting up a 1-lap shootout for the championship. With fresh tires, Verstappen seized the opportunity, passing Hamilton on the final lap. Despite Hamilton's best effort, Verstappen held onto his first championship title. The dramatic and controversial finish led to the widespread debate, with some feeling the race played out like a Hollywood script. Regardless, it was an unforgettable end to the action-packed season, showcasing the unpredictable and thrilling nature of F1. From controversial collisions to bitter rivalries, these events shows the high stakes and fierce competition that define the sport. These unforgettable events are what make Formula One not just a sport, but a thrilling drama that keeps us coming back for more. Eager to see what will happen next in the world's greatest racetracks. Which F1 moment from history is your favorite and why? Leave your answers in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.